I have a metabolism boosting, strength building workout you can do at home. No experience necessary, no equipment necessary. All you need is some soup cans. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, let's get started with a really good quality warm-up. All right, let's get started with 3 diaphragmatic breaths, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, making sure the breathing is coming from the belly. And also, let's take this time to pay homage to my t-shirt. If you know what movie this t-shirt is from, go ahead, comment in the section below. All right, so this warm-up exercise is called the 6-point rocker. You got your hands, your knees, and your toes on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of contact. And you're just going to be rocking back and forth nice and easy, getting a nice warm-up throughout those hips and all the way through the lower body. 10 repetitions. All right, so next warm-up exercise is the lateral shift to overhead raise. Get your soup cans, feet wider than shoulder width apart. And you're just gonna kind of lean to one side as shown, kind of like a lateral shift of your hips, and then raise the soup cans as high as you can overhead. There should be no pain here, just doing what you can with your mobility. 10 repetitions on each side. All right, so this exercise is called the soup can scap squeeze. This is where we like to make some orange juice. So what you want to do is put your arms straight up as shown. Pretend you've got some oranges in between your shoulder blades, and you're just going to squeeze your shoulder blades together, squeezing out that orange juice. Nothing else is moving, so no elbows bending, no neck moving, just the shoulder blades moving back and forth for 10 repetitions. All right, so this warm-up drill is the soup can hinge. You're just going to stand with your feet about hip width apart and push your butt back as far as you can while maintaining really good balance between your heels and your toes. As you stand up, squeeze your glutes and make sure that your back stays nice and flat. We want to be moving from the hips, not the lower back. All right, and this final exercise is the soup can T rotations. Did I say cam? I meant soup can. Anyways, you're going to stand with your arms straight ahead as so, feet about shoulder width apart, and you're just going to rotate your arms as much as you can, trying to keep everything else nice and stable. So we're moving from that thoracic spine, the mid spine in your back, and 10 repetitions on each side. So let's get into the workout with the first grouping of exercises called a superset, where you do 2 exercises back to back, take a rest, and then repeat for as many sets as you're able to do. In this instance, I do suggest that you do the minimum, and if you recover well, then you can come back to the workout and progress with more volume. All right, so this exercise is the soup can balance taps. You're going to put a soup can in front of you and to the side. You're going to stand up nice and tall, pretend like you've got a shot of tequila on top of your head. You don't want to spill it, and you just want to tap the soup cans as shown for 8 to 12 reps on one leg, and then 8 to 12 reps on the other leg. All right, so the eagle hold to reverse fly, this is an exercise for the back of your shoulders and your mid-back. So once we get into position here, you want to hinge from the hips, back's nice and flat. You're going to basically raise your arms up and hold it like an eagle, squeezing those shoulder blades together nice and hard for 5 breaths. Once those 5 breaths are complete, you're going to start flying up and down for 10 to 20 repetitions, always squeezing those shoulder blades together as you fly up, making sure that you're not doing any jerky movements. You want to make sure that you are in control of the rhythm both up and down. All right, let's get started with the second pairing of the exercises in this workout. All right, so this butt strengthening exercise is called the single-legged Romanian deadlift. We want to do 6 to 15 repetitions. Start off with the lower range of motion, and I'll show you the other ranges of motion in a moment. So basically, you're going to stand on one leg, hinging from the hip, keeping your back nice and flat, and then just taking that time at the bottom end of the range of motion to just move the cans around the chair. And of course, if that's easy for you, the next range of motion is just on a box and just doing the exact same movement, hinging from the hips, keeping the back nice and flat. And if you're able to do that and you want a further challenge, just put the soup cans on the floor, and we're just going to repeat that process. You probably have to bend your knee a little bit more. That's all right. The main point is hinging from your hip, making sure that back stays nice and flat, so no rounding of the back. All right, so this core exercise, I want you to get into a hand plank position with your hands actually closer together than shoulder width apart. And then you're just gonna pass the can back and forth for 6 to 15 repetitions. Pretend like you've got a plate of spaghetti meatballs on your back and you don't want any meatballs to fall off. So keep your abs nice and tight and your back nice and flat. So nothing is moving except for those arms passing that soup can. All right, let's move on to the final superset. All right, the first exercise here, there's actually 2 variations. I'll show you both. Basically, we want to get our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and then we're going to squat down, keeping our posture up as high as we can. And we're just going to move the cans we're at the bottom. Causes us to pause at the bottom, get a little bit more burn into those thighs. Now, if this range of motion doesn't work for you, no worries. Just get a box or a step that you could do the exact same exercise on, just lowering that range of motion. You still want to make sure that you're squatting down from the hips, kind of just pushing those hips down towards your heels, keeping your posture up nice and tall. And finally, we have the McGill crunch. Brace your abdominals, rest your head in your hands without reefing on your neck. And you're just going to crunch up just slightly, just enough to get your shoulder blades off the ground. And you want to pause at the top for a brief moment and bring it back down in a controlled manner. How did that workout go for you? And more importantly, what kind of soup can did you use? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you again real soon.